Hello everyone, this is Abdul Samad Shah from Advertising Spire Podcast. Sorry from Spire Podcast. Welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we have Ritu Java. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. From
Yeah,
PPC Ninja, a very well-known advertising agency in the niche. So let's welcome Ritu to the uh, podcast episode.
hi. Thank you so much, Abdus. I'm so honored to be here on this podcast. I'm calling in from Vancouver, Canada. So we were just chatting, Abdus and I was just chatting that his time and my time is exactly 12 hours apart. So
Yeah,
we're on the other side of the globe.
very
Yeah,
good.
and a little bit about myself. I started my e-commerce journey with Etsy a long time ago in Gosh, I think it was 10 or 12 years ago that I created my Etsy store. And then I got into advertising and PPC. And then I closed my Etsy store a long time ago. But that, experience was really useful. And to this day I feel grateful for all the experience that I gained with my Etsy store, and now I'm focused mostly on PPC for Amazon, a little bit with Google, but mostly Amazon sponsored ads, and then also Amazon DSP, and we are an ad tech enabled agency, so we have our own internal ad tech. Plus, we are AI first. So we really love AI. We love to use AI for different aspects of running our business, both improving our productivity internally, but also, we share a lot of, tips and tricks on AI. So, yeah, that's a little background about myself.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. And yeah, mostly people start with Amazon or with any other e-commerce, and then go towards Etsy or more specialized platform. But in your case, it's reversed. So yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. And the reason is because it was handmade jewelry. That's where
Oh,
I had to start with the Etsy, because it I wasn't mass producing it. It was mostly like, small batches of pieces. So it had to be on the handmade portal first. But then later on, Amazon added Amazon Handmade. But I wasn't really interested in that anymore. I was like, oh my goodness, there's just too much competition from China. I mean, the same thing that I would produce, those same pieces could be produced in China for a fraction of the cost, and it just wasn't making business sense. So I did shut it down a long time ago. Yeah.
that's great. That's great. Yeah. So you mentioned about the application of AI in e-commerce and especially in advertising. So I'm excited to hear it more from you because you are the old player in the niche, especially in the advertising niche, and the introduction of AI, especially in the start of 2023. Everyone is scared. Like everyone is posting, do I will really lose my job, and do Amazon will really replace the advertising section with AI or something like that? So I'm excited to hear more about from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you know how it goes. They say that AI won't take away your job, but humans who are empowered with AI might take away the jobs of humans who are not empowered by AI. So it's really important for us to kind of skill up, and this is the opportunity where everybody's sharing, and there's just so much information about what you can do. In fact, we've just started our own AI newsletter, which I'd love to kind of share with your audience if they're interested to sign up for it. And it's a weekly newsletter on AI in e-commerce. So that's it's going to be interesting how things evolve. It's going so fast that unless we keep up, it's going to be hard. But then I'm mostly focused on application. People might share a lot about, there's this new tool and there's that new tool and there's new versions of ChatGPT, new Claude this, Claude that. But my newsletter is mostly focused on how can I use that for e-commerce, especially for Amazon. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of talk about this topic. So yeah, we can get started.
Mhm. That's great. That's great. And I will mention the newsletter link in this video description. So make sure to subscribe that newsletter.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so I will share my screen and I will get started.
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay, I think yeah, it's visible. Okay, great. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, my focus is mostly on practical strategies, not about just like this is new, that is new. It's mostly like how can I use it? That's the main thing. How do I use AI for my own growth? So I know that AI saves my team at least 500 hours each month, and the reason is that we've used AI to generate a lot of productivity tools. We've done a lot of internal optimization that is actually saving my team in aggregate a lot more than 500 hours. So what are the different areas in which you can use AI? Of course, you can use it for marketing. You can use it for advertising. There's data analysis, which can be a little tricky because sometimes these large language models will hallucinate a little bit and they'll give you some weird response. You may not be able to just upload your search term report and say give me an analysis. That probably won't happen. However, the way in which we use data analysis with ChatGPT and others is that we ask ChatGPT to generate the code that will then run on our data. So that's actually a much better way of going about it. I can talk about that a little bit later. And then we also use AI for improving our team's productivity by creating small tools and optimizing as much of the workflow as possible with the help of ChatGPT's ability to code, its ability to give us spreadsheet formulas, and also give us like app script and things like that. So these are generally the four broad areas in which we're actively using AI at the moment.
Mhm.
So I can start with each of those four and give you some examples just so your audience knows like what kind of different things we're doing. So let me start with marketing. And marketing is generally the easiest because these large language models are so good at interpreting words. They know what you mean when you say, hey, give me 20 post ideas. It knows what to do, right? So the words, they're very good with words, right? So that's easy, right? But I like to use it for some interesting use cases, like for example using tools for image resizing. When you're using social media and you have lots and lots of different channels, you want to repurpose your images for all those channels. Sometimes you don't have access to a graphics designer. Maybe you just have some old images that you want to repurpose. So you can actually use this tool. It's up on the screen, Pixel Hunter, where you can upload one image and it generates all the different sizes for all the different social media that they support. So here's an example of one of my photos that I uploaded, and I got like different dimensions of that with square pose, profile picture pose, this and that. And they support all of these different platforms, so it's really easy for anyone who's doing marketing or generating a lot of social media for that kind of use case. The second use case, sorry, I'm going to go fast because there's so much to share. Let me know if it's too fast. I can slow down if
Sure,
you.
sure. I will keep disturbing you. That's why I'm sitting
Awesome.
here.
Nice. Please disturb.
Yeah.
Okay, then the next idea is using Canva AI and then just general ChatGPT. So Canva has become really, really important for our team because Canva has a lot of new tools like magic. They're called magic tools. So they have like magic media, magic morph, magic expand. There's a bunch of them. So with Canva, and with just simple chat gpt you can do a lot. So here's an example. If I say create 200 social media posts within, like I want to create it in within minutes. So 200 social media posts assuming this is my product, so this is my inspiration. And I put this image into ChatGPT and I say, use this image, this is my product, and create 200 one-liners for this, right? So here it says, you're a content creator. I'd like to generate 200 unique, fun, and witty headlines for social media that will go with this image. Give me a list of it. list in a downloadable file that I can use right away. So it gives me a list that I can download, and I go and click on that. So it figures out that this is a mug, and it also knows it's a camping mug. So that much information it's figured out just through one image, just one image. I didn't have to say anything more. So it figured that out. Now I'm going to take that list and I'm going to take it to Canva. And in Canva, there's this tool called Bulk Create, and I will basically upload all of these, 200 headlines directly into Canva, and then I'll create a simple Canva template with a heading or text message. And here I'm basically going to say connect data. So when I say connect data, it's going to pull all of my data from here and put it into each of these images, just simply copying and replacing it here. And basically this is the final result. So you get these ready to go images that I can use in different social media platforms. Now I just said 200, but you can use different background images also with mix and match with the Canva bulk create option. So this is one really cool way of exploding your social media. And as you guys know that Amazon loves external signals, and people might say, oh, I don't have the budget to create social media posts. But look at this takes barely any time, like 20-30 minutes, you're ready with lots and lots of options. So it's kind of cool. um, some more examples, there's custom illustration tools out there. You can specify whatever color, say a keyword, and it generates custom illustration. So you can use these in your own kind of sponsored headline ads, or in your A plus content, or let's say during holidays, you want to just spruce up your images a little bit with some custom uh, you know illustrations. You can just do that. So that's basically one example. Another example is AI video creation. So I use CapCut. It's free for most of the work that I need it for. It's nice to kind of cut and slice up a long image, or sorry, a long video, and it can generate like shorts and things like that. You can also give it script to video. Although these I haven't seen super awesome results, but it's getting better. Like they say that AI is the worst the current moment, which means we can only go better from here.
Mhm.
Uh, a few others like Creatify.ai, which also helps to do URL to video maker, which basically you provided a product image and it generates a video based on that product. So that's also kind of a nice example. Image creation, I like to use Midjourney. I know a lot of people use different tools are out there, but I use Midjourney. You can now upload your own image to Midjourney so that it can try to incorporate that in your image detail. And the way to do that is to basically upload, and then it generates a URL, and then you drag that URL into the prompt, and then it will know that it has to use this. So that's how you create this kind of image, and I can upscale any of these and use them for my sponsored brand ad like this. So it's an easy way to kind of make your images pop.
Cool.
Okay. Here are some more examples with Amazon posts. If you want to create lots and lots of Amazon posts, you can do that. Again, I did it with Midjourney. I created the background, just slapped on the main image, and that's it. Easy. Like I got one, two, three posts right away. I can do more easily.
Mhm.
Now, let's talk about AI image transformations. There's, like I said, Magic Media. This Magic Media basically gives you the ability to write a prompt, and then it generates a background. So here, the prompt was generate image of palm leaves in fun patterns for background, dreamy watercolor effect. So I gave the detail, and then once it created that, I simply copied my image and I pasted on top. That's it, and it's easy. You can just vary the background and keep slapping on your image, and then you can kind of use it that way. Another cool one is image cleanup with Magic Eraser. You can actually this was the original, and I just simply erased this part and it gives me this. So it's kind of nice that way.
Mhm.
Colorize, there's another tool called Canva Colorize, where you can take a black and white photo and add color to it. Canva Magic Filler. This is called Magic Expand. So as you can see in this original image, the face of the woman is cut off, her body is also cut off, but with Magic Expand, it just imagines the rest and it fills it up. So it's kind of very cool that it knows what's missing from the image. Then you can also use high quality images with ChatGPT. One idea is to just use any of your competitors' images as a starting point. Like I picked this one up from CoverGirl, and then I put it into ChatGPT and I said, create a new image just like this one. So it creates this, which basically it's understood everything that it's it's for a lipstick product and it's got a grid of 3 by 3, and it creates like two variations of it I created. So very easy to kind of use a starting image and then create like a copy. So like this one is another one where it generated something that looks like this. It copied everything, like the face, the facial expression, and gave me something, which is unusual because ChatGPT is not like I guess it sometimes makes mistakes with like a number of fingers and some body parts are weird, but not
Yeah.
bad, right? Not bad. Now if you can just slap on your image, then you have your A plus content ready. It takes very little time to kind of construct these. Here's some more examples. This is my original inspiration. I said create one like this. I think the new ChatGPT lookalike is a lot better than this image. What do you think? It's got
Yeah, it's a
everything.
lot better.
Right? It's so pretty. It's got like the cream cheese or whatever it is, cottage cheese, cream cheese. It's got this nice pot of honey. This was an ad for a Manuka honey, but it created such a good thing. And it replaced this with some, table elements and got
Mm,
most of the elements right. So I think it's, easy for us now to create images. Here's another example, starting image, and then the final chat GPT lookalike.
mhm. Exactly.
Yeah. Final image example is upscaler, which again sometimes we need because the specifications require a more high res photo. Sometimes you don't have it, so this is an AI based upscaler which will fill in all the details and make it a high res photo, right? So that's another cool one.
Mhm.
This is another AI that I use a lot. I like it because it's got 200 plus mini apps within it. So it's called Tiny Wow, and it has different types of um, AI based tools, little small tools, right? So there's PDF tools, there's image tools, writing tools, video tools, and file tools. Some examples I'll share. For example, if you have a video with no on-screen text and you want to use it for sponsored brand video ads, you can do that easy. Just upload your image, upload your video, and it'll understand everything through AI, and it'll give you on-screen text, which is very useful, saves you a bunch of time. Another one is reduce video file size for Amazon. You start with a 50 MB file and it gives you 5 MB, easy peasy. Here's another one. You can trim your videos to less than 45 seconds using this. You can also use CapCut, which I shared earlier.
Mhm.
CapCut or both of them are fine. You can also mute, let's say, some audio. For example, if you have English audio and you want to use this in Japan, you can actually mute the foreign language audio and replace it with uh, just background music or something like that, or another file if you have. Another example is using Amazon URL to PDF. So let's say you want to analyze your competitor's listing. You can just provide the Amazon URL, put it into TinyWow. This is the tool. It says URL to PDF tool, and then it gives you a PDF. Now you can use that PDF, put it into ChatGPT, and then ask it to analyze that, and it becomes like you're using multiple tools to accomplish some goal, right? So your goal is to analyze your competitor's page, and you don't want to scrape it. You don't want to copy everything. You can just do it through this route. It's easy. Now let's talk about Amazon ads. Some examples of creating compelling headline copy. For example, if this is my product, this was the original where they've used a headline which is pretty. general. Like it says, made from plants, made for all. That's not compelling for a lower or let's say bottom of funnel ad tech. If someone is looking for palm leaf compostable plate, then better to put those exact keywords right into your headline if you want it to be highly converting. If you want it to be just brand awareness, then you're free to make whatever vague headline you want. I don't like vague headlines. I like my I like my headlines to be very closely matched to the keyword. That way you can get much better results. So here's what I do. I can use a tool like X-Ray or any other tool that you have to give you um, basically a list of uh, kind of keywords, and then you can ask ChatGPT to kind of categorize or bucketize those words, group them into very closely related topics. Because now you're going to take those closely related topics and then create an ad just that matches very closely to that. So once you've done that, then you ask ChatGPT to generate a sponsored brand headline ad that must include one of the keywords in that group or a close variant of it. That way you can make sure that your headline is actually matching with your keywords and you get much better conversion rates. So this is the prompt that I had used, and this is the example. It clustered all of my keywords. For example, it gave me this cluster two. It said party plates, disposable plates, wedding plates, dinner plates, appetizer plates, Amazon party plates, plates for party. And then the headline that it created was uh, pretty, and also used one of the main keywords here. So it says eco chic, party plates, and more. So that way you can be creative as well as intentional. Now if you want to create headline ads in bulk, you can also use Google Sheets embedded with ChatGPT. And there's some tools out there. Most of them are paid. We actually created our own version internally, so we just use that. But if you want to use any of the kind of slightly paid tools, they might be $5 or $10 a month. If you want to do this thing at scale, like if you want like hundreds of sponsored brand headline ads to be created at scale, you can do that. Another example is creating an ASIN sorting hat for product attribution targeting. For this, what you want to do is you want to start with some sort of tool that gives you ASINs and all their details like ratings, review count, and price. Those are the three things we need. Because what you want to do next is to split these up into three buckets: easy, medium, and high risk targets. Because let's say your competitor um, has a lot of reviews and their rating is really, really high, then does it make sense to target them? Maybe not, because you might waste money. People will still buy their product, not yours, right? So in that case, that becomes a high risk target. Whereas an easy target, from this point of view, is maybe something that has a worse rating than yours, has fewer reviews than yours, or has a price point higher than yours. If those three conditions are met, then those are the easy ones to go after. There's actually a fourth one, which is unavailable, meaning let's say your competitor went out of stock. That's also an easy target because the traffic on their page is not going anywhere. So you can just target them and get that information out. In any case, you need a list, and then you want to use ChatGPT to do the separation into three groups, and it gives you three lists, and you can choose the easy one first, the medium one next, and maybe if you still want more traffic, then you can go after the high risk, because at least you'll get a lot of traffic there.
Cool.
All right, okay. Let me know if you want to ask any questions. Otherwise, I'll keep going. There's a lot.
No, keep go ahead. These
Mhm.
are really very good points and easy to
Yeah.
understand. So,
Okay. Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. So now let's talk about how I can use most of us use either Helium 10, Data Dive, or Jungle Scout to get a list of keywords, right? Let's say we do a reverse ASIN and we find a list of keywords. Now, a lot of those keywords will be junk because they'll show up as related, relevant, but actually they're not, they're mostly garbage, right? So how do you get rid of the garbage words? Like, how do you only find those words that are highly relevant to your product, right? So somewhere you want to give ChatGPT an idea of what your product is, and then you want to upload this list and say, hey, find from this list, find me the most relevant keywords so that I can go target them, right? So that's the goal, right? So I'm using Cerebro. I've used like all these ASINs. I've got a list of keywords out. Now I'm asking ChatGPT to separate this into highly relevant keywords and loosely relevant keywords. Now you might want to look at the loosely relevant keywords and see if there's anything there that makes sense. But for the most part, you're better off going after the highly relevant words because that'll give you a better conversion rate. It'll help you overall um, with your CPCs and everything else. So now you can download your list, and that's my prompt basically. And then you can, in the prompt, notice that I have provided my own product's description. I've said my product is EcoSoul, da 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 da. Separate, then I say separate the keywords into highly relevant, loosely buckets, etc. Now, I've also said add an additional column, call it relevancy, and mark it true if at least three of my competitors have organic rank between 1 and 50. Mark false if they don't. So then this becomes like a much more advanced method of getting a clean list. Now, notice that this part is something that Data Dive might be doing already, but they probably don't have the part where you're looking for whether it's in terms of meaning if the word is actually describing my product accurately or not, right? It may be related or it might be something that my competitors are ranking for. It may not be the right word that describes my product well. So, in any case, all of this became possible when ChatGPT allowed us to kind of upload spreadsheets, right? Once we started uploading spreadsheets, a lot more became possible. So, for anyone who is still not able to upload spreadsheets, is probably because you're on the free version. So, in order to upload spreadsheets or any kind of documents that I've been sharing, you have to
Yeah.
be on the paid version, which costs about $20 a month. Um, yeah, so I think that's basically the thing there. Okay, now let's come to the data analysis section. So I mentioned briefly earlier that data analysis is a little hit or miss. Sometimes ChatGPT gets it. I mean, I've also tried Claude and Gemini and other competitor products, but somehow they're not still not getting the full analysis. Like if I upload a large file with lots and lots of rows, lots and lots of columns, it's going to do some sort of internal optimization or prioritization and do an 80/20 of the whole thing, and it'll give you some partial results which may be useful but may not be useful. Instead, if you ask ChatGPT to create like uh, like a program or like an app script, which
Mhm.
will then be used on that data, then you're guaranteed to get predictable results, right? So you create that the framework for what ChatGPT needs to uh, you know give you in terms of like the code, and then you use that code to then analyze your data. That gives you much better results. Let
Mhm.
me give you some examples. So here's a word cloud generator that I created. I basically started asking ChatGPT to give me formulas, right? So these are my formulas. I got these formulas. I said, I have a list of keywords that appear in column A. I want you to split them up into single keywords in column B. And then in a second sheet, column A, I want to list unique words and count of those unique words. So now this will basically help me figure out which words have multiple frequency of occurrence, right? So the more the more that word is used in a list, the more important it becomes, right? So like let's say if I give it a search term report and I say create a word cloud out of this, it'll split up all the words into single words and then it'll add everything up and give me a list. One second.
Mhm.
So, for example, I have this list, and then I ask for the formulas to split this list into single words. And then I ask for the formula to count these up and give me the total word count. So this is what like the word cloud actually, how
Hmm.
many times a word appears multiple times and so on.
Cool.
Then another use case is day parting heat maps. So you know that Amazon gives us um, hourly data now, right? You can get this data from your Amazon sponsored reports, right? If you go into reports and you download your sponsored products hourly data, you can actually create your own heat map, and everybody has access to it. You don't need AMS or MC or any of that stuff. You can create this yourself. So the way to do that is to go in here. As soon as you select the campaign report, the time unit will now start showing hourly. So you select hourly and then you download that data. Now you upload that data to ChatGPT, right? And I say this is hour of day data for my campaigns. And this is sheet one of my Google Sheet. I would like to build out an hour of day and day of week heat map in sheet two for spend. My rows should be hours from 0 to 24, and my columns should be days of week. Give me Google Sheets formula so that I can simply swap out sheet one when the data refreshes next month. So that's my prompt, and so it gives me a formula. Obviously, I cannot create a formula like this, even though I'm pretty good at Google Sheets, but impossible for me to create this. So the beauty of ChatGPT, because you can explain what you want and it gives you the formula, and now you use that formula in your sheet and you get something like this, which is
Mm,
amazing.
exactly.
Yeah. So now I can easily see which hour of day I get best results. I can do the same thing for spend, for ACOS, for conversion rate, for CPC, for revenue per click, anything I want. I can just say which of those parameters I want to convert into a heat map, and I can just simply use that in here. All right, now we're on to the last section, productivity. There's a bunch of productivity that we can get out of ChatGPT's help, with ChatGPT's help. One of the classic examples is custom GPTs. Custom GPTs are GPTs that you can train, and basically that's just a fancy way of saying, hey, you can upload your uh, uh, basic documents. Like, let's say you have some internal training program or videos that you want to transcribe and then put all of those into a custom GPT. And then that becomes the thing that your team goes to ask questions.
Hmm.
So right now we've created something like this where I uploaded all of my YouTube videos. Like I took all of my videos. So imagine Abdus, you have lots of videos, right? So you can get the transcription of each of your YouTube videos and you can download that. And then you can put all of that into custom GPT and say, if someone asks any questions about my podcast or anything that someone said on the podcast, this can be used for interacting with. Like, I'm just making this up, but you can use this same style for other things, internal training, etc., etc.
Cool.
So yeah, just an example from my own ChatGPT, custom GPT, where I ask, explain the concept of data sufficiency, which is something that we talk about, like I talk about a lot. So it tells exactly what it means based on the thing that we have uploaded. Okay, so here's one more example, but I think I can skip on it because I mean there's a lot here. But email extractor is just a newsletter that you can actually use ChatGPT to generate app script that will then go into your Gmail and pick up all of the emails that have a particular send address. For example, all emails from this address, I want to extract that and put it into a Google Doc. I can do that easily because I'm just asking ChatGPT for the app script. Just to say what app script is something that you can run from your Google spreadsheets. You can enable app script and then you can copy and paste what ChatGPT has given us. We just paste it there and then just press play and it runs. If you get an error, you can always throw that error back to ChatGPT and said, "Hey, I got this error," and it's going to give you a new code, and you put that back in, and you can try and fix that. So these are some of the ways in which we look for little opportunities to kind of improve our productivity in small ways, and everything adds up, like it's this if here's my rule of thumb. If you're finding yourself doing a task repetitively, like let's say 3 times or more, then it's a good candidate for being an automation. And if you find any automation that can be implemented like this with Google Sheets or Google Docs, then just use ChatGPT to generate the formulas or the script, and then it'll just like run it, and save you hundreds and hundreds of hours. So yeah, that's basically it. Hope that was useful.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, it was really helpful, and I also noted some of the tools which I didn't know about exactly. So I will also grab out the links and will share the links in the video description, so you guys can check those tools as well. And yeah, especially the PPC optimization and extracting the profitable keywords, etc., from the sheet is was very useful. And you mentioned about the custom GPT and training a specific chat or GPT about a specific task. So yeah, we can also, I think, is what I did. I will tell you actually. I train a chat for my company, like advertising Spire. I wrote all the policies through that chat. And what I did, I provided a detailed introduction of my company, what we do, what is our mission. Actually, I also wrote that mission through Chat GPT. So, so yeah,
Yeah.
once you train that GPT, now you can just give a prompt. For example, I need a job description for Amazon campaign, a PPC campaign manager. You can just give some highlights, and then the rest of the thing will be done by Chat GPT. So yeah, it can be used in many ways for productivity. Chat GPT or any other software, the AI software, is not gonna replace you. You have to adopt it, and then nobody will able to replace you actually. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a really informative session, and episode, especially for me and hopefully for the audience as well. So thank you so much, Ritu.
Yes, thank you
Yeah,
so much for the opportunity to chat. I really enjoyed myself, and I have provided the link. It's ppc-ninja.com/subscribe for our AI newsletter. It goes out every week, but of course, Abdus will also put it in the description below. So yeah, thanks so much for the opportunity. I'll see you around.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good day ahead. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.